Cross Gates, often spelled Crossgates, is a suburb in East Leeds, West Yorkshire, England. The area sits between Seacroft and Swarcliffe to the north, Whitkirk and Colton to the south, Killingbeck to the west and Austhorpe to the southeast. Manston and Pendas Fields are also generally regarded as part of Cross Gates. It serves as an important transport hub for the nearby large housing estates of Seacroft, Whinmoor, and Gipton. At the 2011 census, Cross Gates had a population of 7,770, situated in the Cross Gates and Whinmoor ward of Leeds City Council with a population of 22,099. The suburb is 4 miles, 6 kilometers, to the east of Leeds city centre and lies in the LS15 Leeds postcode area. The origin of the name Cross Gates is most likely related to gates or crossroads. In G.M. Platt and J.W. Morkill's book Records of the Parish of Whitkirk, published in 1892, they state under the naming of Cross Gates that, at the commencement of the century, Cross Gates consisted only of some 16 cottages, built near a gate which crossed the road leading from Whitkirk to Seacroft, then nearly a bylane, about 50 yards north of the small piece of ground now called Cross Gates Green. The use of this gate, we believe, was to prevent the cattle pastured on the adjacent common from straying down the lane. By the side of the gate stood a small cottage for the gatekeeper. The English Place Name Society's publication Volume XEI, published in 1961, states Skyrack, Seacroft, Crossgates 1771 m. Crossroads, v. Cross. Data. The earliest reference to the name is from 1457, when a list of the assets of Sir John Darcy was taken following his death, and this mentions a crossgate near Whitkirk. Unde medias Danville Colton incipient upon le Crossiate stands upon le Guildwell. The first references in the Whitkirk St. Mary's Parish Register are from the 1630s. Burial, 1630 July 26, Thomas Norton, of Crossgates. Burial, 1632 March 10, Widow Sick Norton, of Crossgates. The earliest references in the Barwick and Elmwood All Saints Parish Registers are from 1679 and 1680. Burial, Matthew, the son of Joshua Lumb, at the Crossgates on the lower end on Hurst Moor, March 24, 1679. Baptism, Isabel, the daughter of Joshua Lumb, at the Crossgates, on the Hurst Moor, July 18, 1680. Historically, Crossgates was located at the boundary of the ancient parishes of Barwick and Elmwood and Whitkirk. The line was roughly where Station Road lies today, with everything to the northeast in Barwick and Elmwood and the southwest in Whitkirk. For hundreds of years it comprised no more than 1 or 2 cottages on the southern edge of the wastes of Whinmoor in an area called Lone Moor or Hurst Moor. When Whinmoor was enclosed under the 1796 Barwick and Elmwood Enclosure Act of Parliament, regular-sized fields were created and access roads built. The long straight Austhorpe Road was constructed in 1804 under this Enclosure Act. The Vowed family started coal mining along Old Manston Lane in 1811 and in 1827 in the area by Crossgates Shopping Centre. Further pits were built on Church Lane in the area now occupied by the Marshalls. The Leeds and Selby Railway was constructed in 1834, passing through Crossgates, and trackways were built from the railway along Church Lane to the pits. The district was then rapidly expanding. The Travellers' Rest public house, then on the corner of Station Road and Austhorpe Road, opened in 1835. The first Manston St. James C.of.E. church was built in 1848, saving local residents the long trek to either Barwick and Elmwood or Whitkirk. The first school was built in 1857 on Austhorpe Road in the area now occupied by the Arcade. A Methodist chapel opened in 1882, again on Austhorpe Road. The local coal pits closed in 1882 and Crossgates started to turn into a commuter village. At this time, Crossgates was well removed from the Leeds city centre and the factories, and so Crossgates began to attract Leeds' more affluent residents who could use the railway to quickly access the city. In the 20th century, Crossgates effectively became a suburb of Leeds, with the open fields in between being developed into housing. This also led to much development around Crossgates, including the building of the Crossgates estate, a development of council housing, and private development around Austhorpe, Whitkirk, and Manston. Barnbough tragedy. The worst tragedy ever to happen within Leeds, in terms of fatalities, was the Barnbough tragedy of December 5, 1916. 35 workers, all women aged 14 or over, were killed in the Barnbough munitions factory, which later became ROF Barnbough. The plant employed 16,000 workers, from Leeds, Selby, Wakefield, Tadcaster, and Wetherby, and had its own railway station to cope with the daily influx of workers. The railway station had an 850-foot, 260 m platform and 38 special trains from surrounding towns and cities. An explosion from Hall 42 killed 35 workers and mutilated many more. Mechanic William Parking was presented with an engraved silver watch for his bravery in saving factory workers during the incident. There are 2 memorials, one in Manston Park and one on Crossgates Road by the roundabout with the ring road. The demolition of gas holder number 2 at the Crossgates Gasworks made way for a shopping centre in Crossgates as some felt that Crossgates was badly lacking in amenities. This led to the building of the Crossgates Arndale Centre. It opened on September 21, 1967 and was the first indoor American-style shopping mall in England. It was situated on the old coal and goods yards which were behind what is now the parade of shops at the bottom of Station Road, just north of the station pub. In the mid-1980s it was renamed Crossgates Shopping Centre and was renamed again into Crossgates in January 2005 as a consequence of new ownership and rebranding. This is a large indoor shopping centre, approximately 200,000 square feet, containing retailers such as Poundland, Peacocks, New Look, Select, Iceland, Wilko, Home Bargains, Superdrug and Bon Marché. There is also an LB's situated upstairs, Flavors Cafe, and several banks and building societies with almost 60 stores in total. The centre is L-shaped, with both legs being approximately equal in length. The centre is single-story, except for the central part where there is a second story containing LB's Cafe, and an external unit with an East of India restaurant. The barreled roofs at the Station Road and Austhorpe Road entrances were added several years after the shopping centre's construction in 1967, they were refurbished in 2001. There have been many small-scale renovations in the centre since its construction, including the car parks, which are operated on a ticket-on-entry and pay-on-foot system. Other shopping facilities in Crossgates are found along Austhorpe Road. Crossgates' main supermarket was originally a branch of Fine Fare next to the Methodist Church on Austhorpe Road, and then the GEM supermarket, formerly the Regal Cinema, which was demolished for GEM to be built, which later became an Asda on the western side of the roundabout where the Ring Road meets Crossgates Road. This later became a Questword supermarket and is now Mecca Bingo. There are also nearby shopping facilities in Halton, among them a newly built Lidl, Seacroft, the Seacroft Shopping Centre, with a large Tesco Extra, and Colton, the Colton Retail Park, which has a Sainsbury's, DW Sports Fitness and an Argos, as well as various eating locations. The area's housing includes detached houses, semi-detached houses, and terraced houses. A block of new low-rise flats has been built opposite the Crossgates Shopping Centre, and apartments are being sold and rented at very high prices. Austhorpe Road and the area surrounding Marshall Street are made up largely of Victorian through terraces. There are some upmarket Victorian villas around Tranquility Avenue. Manston Park is a large park in Crossgates with football pitches, a bowling green, tennis courts and a playground. It is owned and managed by Leeds City Council and was opened in August 1925. Crossgates Railway Station is on the Leeds to Selby line, now part of the York and Selby lines in the timetables. It is a well-used stop for residents commuting to Leeds or York city centres. In June 2006, Crossgates won the award for Best Kept Railway Station in all of Yorkshire, having made major strides in the refurbishment of the station. Crossgates is also close to the A64 dual carriageway and the M1. The A6120 Leeds Outer Ring Road Station Road is the main road through the area. The 650-metre Manston Lane Link Road, MLLR, which forms part of the East Leeds Orbital Road, ELOR, is intended to connect a new area of Leeds called the East Leeds Extension, ELE, through a new commercial development at Thorpe Park to the M1 over the Leeds/York Railway line. A Royal Ordnance Factory, ROF Leeds, was built at Barnbaum, off Manston Lane, producing guns and ammunition for the Army and Navy. The building was bought by Vickers Defence Systems and produced the Challenger 2 tank before it closed in 2004. After several years of being used for storage, the building was demolished in 2018. Bus manufacturer Austhorpe, formerly Charles H. Road, also had a factory on Manston Lane before it closed in 2011 and production was moved to Sherburn in Elmet. The haulage company J. Long & Sons are based on Sandlia's Way. Major printer and direct mail company Communisys has its main site on Manston Lane. In 2009, the council developed the roundabout on the Leeds Ring Road on the north side with 3 stone signs saying "Welcome to Crossgates" and a sculpture composed of 3 large metal gates by architect John Thorpe, at a cost of £143,000. They were originally painted red, black, and white, but this was changed to the present red, blue, and silver, as the original colours are those of Manchester United. The sculpture is meant to represent Crossgates metaphorically, each gate having a large X in steel in its design to reflect the history of the town's name. Local residents have expressed different views on the structure, some finding it an asset to the area, others finding it an eyesore. Crossgates lies in the LS15 postcode area. Here is a population breakdown of the postcode area in comparison with the UK population.